and welcome. Give me 1 second while I go into Twitch and just check the audio levels. Damn, I forgot to... That's very low in my ear. Yeah, I forgot to name what tier it is, but welcome to tier 1. Give me a second whilst I post this in...
For 2022, the FIA announced that cars would now be rolling on 18-inch wheels, far less than 13-inch wheels used prior. These larger tyres were designed to reduce overheating, improve
So,
provide more aggressive racing.
can I lower his voice, because it's very loud. Audio settings, and I can't really concentrate. Effect, other cars, speech.
Max Verstappen became the youngest
Nope.
winner
Well, hopefully the audio levels is good. Otherwise, let me know in chat, and I will fix that. But yes, welcome to round 6. As you can see, it is a little bit weird because we have GK Bass in the Alpha Tauri, and that is because it is realistic cars. So, what the beautiful admins have done is they've looked at the championship standings and the also general pace of people. And they've then gone, okay, this driver is should be in this car, based on how good the car is in game. And it's never gonna be perfect, especially when it comes to reserves that are new. Like Barstool Benny, for example. You don't really know where you have them. But I think it's going to be good. We had a realistic race in the midweek tier, and it was hilarious and very good. So, yeah, I think this will be good. But we are in Abu Dhabi. It's 99% chance of dry, so I'm not even going to mention wet weather. But here we go, GK Bass. And just behind him, actually, the return of Tier 1 Season 4 Driver of the Season and Tier 1 Champion Destroyer. Drove for Aston Martin when he won that championship. Has had a break of a few seasons now. And is returning for the first time in a long time, so welcome back to him as we now go back on with GK Bass. Is now coming up to the quick left-hander. And GK Bass comes across the line for 24-0. Destroyer aborted. Let's go on board with their teammate as we see Cher goes faster. 23-7 for the driver in the Ferrari today. I'm gonna need this roster up to know. Sherrowshaft is in the Alpine originally, and Frosty goes fastest. 23-6 for the today Red Bull driver. Frosty is a reserve? Yeah, looks like a reserve. Morris 2 tenths quicker than a Red Bull. Morris 23.4 is the time to beat. Go on board with Finn, who is returning. Going through final turn and sets a 23-1. So currently triple Red Bull family. 1, 2, 3, 4. Semi Thrustmaster coming up to the Sector 2 beam now, and it's allegedly purple. As we saw, I think that was Hoop or Lord setting a time. It's very tricky to differentiate the blues. I think it was one of the Williams cars. Oh, and Femi hopefully didn't get too impeded by, I'm gonna assume that's Luigi. Femi goes P2, just ahead of Morris actually, and it was Luigi, because Gordsals is here. Ace Edge 23-1 in the McLaren. Oh, and again! Car. On the inside, Gordon was so close to invalidating. Goes P3 with a 23-3. And I absolutely love this because the grid is actually a little bit mixed up. Doomer is on out lap. Nico John has just started a lap. Barstool Benny, one of the new reserves who has joined the league quite recently, getting some screen time. And has no ERS on. So yeah, let's go back to one of the old foxes then, Nico John, who has been here since season 1, I believe. Nico John obviously joined me in the booth in Imola. Yellow flags out with cars letting each other past. Oh, it's such a tricky last sector. You want to carry so much speed, but you just can't because of the understeer. Nico John sets a 25-2, goes P16. Now we can do better than that. Go with Noob coming through the final corner. Goes P4 actually, 23-3. So just behind Gordzos, just ahead of Femi and Morris. Doomur coming through the final couple of turns. Doomur goes P12 with a 24-2. Destroyer once again back at it. I wonder if that's new tires or the slightly worn tires that he had. Has the Las Vegas helmet on for Haas. I ran in season 9 when I raced for Haas. My final season for a little bit of time. I might come back at a later date, but for now I've taken a break from racing. Destroyer in the tricky final sector. This goes a little bit safe there. And comes across the line and goes P8. Decent lap. 23.5. Just behind Barstool Benny. So, yeah, definitely a solid. What we can say, is absolutely pushing. Look at the 24.4 goes P16. Nico John. Who is pushing again for a second lap. Currently P20 for the old fox. Behind another old fox in Rusty Olcan, who's been here for a long time as well. Comes across the line, does improve by almost 3 attempts, but still not enough. Someone just crossed the line as well. I think it was a Ferrari of Cher, improving up to P7. That's I don't know. Finkit improves to a 22.6 and goes P1. Femi 23.1. 22.6 P1. Femi Thrustmaster 23.1 P2. Gorzos is also out. Let's go on board with the Canadian. This very tricky chicane is actually very tricky to get it right. Looks decent, a little bit slow maybe, but very decent from Portos. Is slightly up. And now into the final sector. See McLaren. Oh, and Gorzos. I was about to say there's a red flag, but Gorzos is just invalidated. Instantly goes into the pits. Let's go on board with Ace-Edge. Currently P3. Oh, and he absolutely shafts turn 1. Let's keep it legal, but I've lost some time. Actually, no, I've actually gained time through sector 1, but obviously can gain more because it's quicker to take turn 1 only. That's also starting a lap. So tricky to know who to go on board with. Well, I want to do everyone, but you definitely can't. I think that was when P11, making it a Williams row 6. Yeah, he's inch far behind, so we'll go on board with the second Williams. Lord. Where they line up in sector 2. Joe wishing everyone a good luck. I can only second that. Lord is a little bit behind. Bass has improved by 4 attempts. Bass currently 2,000 behind Lord. We'll go on board with the number 88 car. Okay, Bass. And he just keeps it legal. GK Bass goes P2, 23-1, 2,000 ahead of Femi. And Morris is a 10th up. Morris is a 10th up. It was Luigi who almost at least impeded a Ferrari of, I think it was Femi on his lap. According to team, oh, Morris. And yeah, he has lost a bunch of time there, lost almost a 10th. According to the... Oh, and yeah, Morris goes off. See what Noob can do. According to the team radio, he is apologizing. He was on low fuel mode and didn't realize until the last second, so that is what happened. Noob again cuts across and doesn't improve. Yeah, the final laps are starting to... People are starting to get around to it. Rusty has a... can only be described as a school of cars to overtake. I think it's in lap actually, because that doesn't sound like... yeah, it didn't sound like he was pushing. In as far behind in sector 1, Luco starting their lap. Femi is also starting a lap. We'll keep an eye on both. Luco's aid 261 has improved. Solid start. Obviously 61 is not the trickiest of sectors. Obviously turn 1 is a little bit tricky to get right, but other than that, it's only a couple of quite easy turns in this game. Sounds like they are taking it quite slow in that chicane. Obviously with the realistic cars, they're not all gonna be able to quite push it. And Dumur retires as in the pits, same with Rusty actually. But he crashed at first. Lucas aid. And I wonder if the Ferraris have had some slipstream given. Lucas aid does jump up to P9. Cher is behind his time. Femi is not gonna be improving. Current championship leader Morris only in P9. You would expect him to be better. Bass currently in P3 as the checkered flag has fallen. Morris is improving. So solid through that final sector. Today, I think a little bit, but it's only P9 for Morris. Only P9 for the championship leader. 2/10 of his teammates. And maybe the biggest shock of all, Destroyer P2. Not raced since F1 2021, I believe. No, 2022. Is now back and puts a P2 in the top tier of Performance Racing League. But on pole, Finkit 22.6. No one had a response for the Red Bull. Which, yeah. GK Bass puts a P3 ahead of Femi Thrustmaster, who has definitely impressed. Oh, shots fired in the Discord with Frosty telling Destroyer not to lose it, and Destroyer saying he's not Suzuki, who's of course a little bit renowned for losing it. Asenge gets P5 ahead of a double Canadian P6-7, Barstool and Gord. Noob P8, Morris P9 as we said, Frosty P10, Luco, Cher, Luigi, Dumur, Hoop, Lorgenrab, Timgra, Rusty, Ines and Nico John is the bottom 10. I did not have the time because I'm getting distracted talking about other stuff and my throat is getting dry. So I apologize if you can hear me drinking, but here we go then. The drivers are I wish we could like look at some data or something and instead of just looking at pit crews sitting down, because well this is quite useless. We can do this. I'm not gonna say everything, but the drivers can do this themselves, of course. There are some interesting tire choices. Of course, this race does not have the rule of having to use all tire sets, like Belgium last time out, and of course in Imola, I think that was a normal Grand Prix. Yeah, standard Grand Prix, but we obviously got to see GK Bass with the almighty bottle. He did our Arsenal. And absolutely bottled it. Or a Spurs. I mean, both North London teams are quite shit when it comes to clutch time, so, you know. Just had to dig at Bass there, obviously an Arsenal fan, so. And he's Norwegian. I don't know what is worse, to be honest. I promise I do love you, Bass. But here we go. There are 5 red lights. The lights are out and away we go. Finkit's got an absolutely amazing start on the hard tires. Well, actually, oh yeah, Dumu has spun. Go through the field up into the chaos and try to see what's going on. There's no point in me trying to figure out who's gaining and losing spots right now because everyone is in this gaggle. We're following Luigi. Just because he's in the middle of everything. Oh! Locks up the tires. Trying to not make contact, and I have to say, they are trying to keep it very, very clean. They are doing an exceptional job. Gord Sauce up into P8 as he's watching Morris and Femi go side by side. And Morris, Femi tries to come back, and Morris around the outside, and now has the inside through this section. Oh, very good racing from Femi on the championship leader. Probably in his car, to be honest, because Femi is in the Ferrari and Morris obviously a normal Ferrari driver when it comes to what team they race in. Here we go, Gortos round the outside of Femi Thrustmaster. Femi down to P8. Oh, and that's Noob. He's round. And down into last place. Here we can see the big gainers. We have Rusty up 5 places from 18 to 13. We have Luigi up 4 places. Nico John up 4 places. Frosty trying to get back the spot side by side with Chair. Can't quite do it, and now instead Lord absolutely robs Frosty of that space, but Frosty, of course, in that fast Red Bull, tries to come back, and round the outside he goes. Will get the grip and can keep it there. And now down the inside on the hards. Oh, gets a little bit scared and brakes, and that allows Lord to keep it there. Rusty had a cheeky little look down the inside, but that will have cost him some time. We can see faster slaps being traded left, right, center, and Morris takes it for now with a 26.9. Back up at the top then. Let's actually get some tires on. You can now see DRS is on. Destroyer is actually not gaining until now. And that's off quite early. Oh, Barstool and Ace Edge. Barstool and Ace Edge, and Barstool comes out winning in that, but now the absolute tractor of an Alpine. Of course it will be even slower next game, but the tractor of Alpine in the straight gets rinsed by the Lightning McLaren. Frosty and Cher. We also saw, I think it was Tingra moving up a space as Cher goes down the inside, round the outside now. Can he keep it on track? I think he did. Just. And up into P10 for Cher Shaft. Now Lord with the double switchback. Frosty realized he wouldn't be able to keep it on track. Or if he had a snap and had to steer into it, goes off track and loses the position. Tindra is close behind. Lord is actually not going to get DRS here. That should be position given to Frosty now. A little bit of a lag spike. Yeah, Lord not getting any DRS, and that means Frosty can go down the inside. Oh, an absolute send from Rusty, but that puts him all wrong throughout the entire chicane, and now Hoop goes right around his outside, back up to the action. Lord can't quite do it. I don't know what that was from Rusty. Very opportunistic, but not... I couldn't ever see that working. Nico John having a look. I mean, you can definitely overtake into there, but after this, now you have to just line up and wait. Nico John. Oh. So close. Rusty is all over the track right now, defending for his life. As there is a lot of lag. As Ines leaves the session. That's not good. I don't want to miss any action though, because this midfield battle is out of this world. We'll actually go back up to the top though. As Morris. Double switchback line on Barstool Benny. Goes for the better exit, will get it. But who has the better straight line speed? Morris gets it. Up into P5 for the Alpha Tauri driver. And now gonna try and latch on to this 4-car train led by a Red Bull, followed by a Mercedes, Alpha Tauri, and the Ace Edge P4. The problem for Destroyer is I think he's quicker in the corners than Finn, but that Red Bull is extremely quick in a straight line. Especially if Finn is running slightly lower wings. And now Destroyer. As you can see, he gets flown away from. And it doesn't start catching until halfway down the straight. And again, Destroyer backs off early. Takes a little bit of a higher line. Loses a little bit, but then obviously get a better exit. Can't quite do it as I get invited to a party. Doesn't happen quite often. And that's Nico John finally passed Rusty in P15. Shaft trying to get by Lord and bumping him slightly. The league owner doing a bump and run. Can't quite get it done though, and has a massive moment, losing to half a second now. Bless me. Timgra all over the back of legend himself. Our Lord and Savior, Shaft, as Ines luckily gets back in. Has lost a lot of time, unfortunately. The AI is not very quick when it's set to, I think it's 40. Morris has taken some time out of this train, but Asek has also fallen off the train. 3-car train. Actually gets passed by Timgra. Sorry that I missed that. Oh, and that's horrendous chicane for sure dropped. Timgra up into P11 from all of that. In that Haas. Having a look, Morris is pointing the wrong direction. Now has to rejoin. I need to do that quite quickly. Frosty trying to take advantage of Luigi, so he had to slow down a little bit because of Morris going slowly. Morris, the championship leader, struggling way more than one would expect in a race. Honestly, I would not even be surprised if league racing moved to something like this, because it's honestly a lot more fun. As Luigi sent down the inside of the championship leader. Lucas and Shadow Shaft very close to each other on track. Trying to get by Rusty. Rusty has not looked comfortable today. And Rusty is now getting sent on by Shadow Shaft, who gets up into P15. Lovely move from the Ferrari driver, originally in Alpine. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, sure. The Alpine teammates with Femi Thrustmaster. And they're actually teammates today as well, because they are very equal on pace. Morris having a look at Luigi around the outside. He goes for the double switchback line. That's a better exit. Should be able to get past here. And Frosty is actually stuck behind them because they are going side by side. Picks up on the first 3 seconds as Rusty has gone by. I wonder if side by side will happen, if we can get that removed. Oh, Luigi and Sven! Luigi and Frosty side by side through turn 1. Go back to this bottom 5 Ines in the box. I wonder if it's going to retire. There's ghosting going on. Dumo actually going through Sherrocroft. That is very odd. Dumo down the inside. Oh, I thought he was going to have a look at Rusty as well. But Sherrocroft does very well to defend that position. Now Noob has invited himself into this fight around the outside. Actually, no, but they are practically 4 wide for a time. Oh, there's contact, Noob and Rusty, and I think Doomer may have been involved in that, and now Rusty sends it down the inside as well of Noob. Rusty being very aggressive today. I like it. Trying to keep an eye on the gaps ahead, as now Doomer goes down the inside, not turn 1, that's not where you do it. This battle for the low end of the points, of course you get points everywhere in PRL. But these points are important. Oh, that's not good from Rusty. that one, Rusty, I think he has to take the blame for that one. And now Noob is gonna be able... Actually, Sherrashaft, I get terrible angles. Sherrashaft with some great defending. Keeps Noob at bay. That Ferrari is obviously very quick and straight. It's gonna be tough for Noob to get by. And yeah, Sherrashaft keeps him behind, but Noob getting some great grip. The inside of that turn, now side by side, goes slightly off track, will definitely pick up a warning. Gortzos going for the undercuts, probably going to sort of hard tires to the end of the race. Of course, the chance for a safety car here is quite high as Sherrashaft absolutely misses the final, the penultimate turn, sorry. Straight on. We have a yellow flag as Timga. Brian actually just trying to get to this top battle for P3. That's Ace Edge. Well and truly has fallen off. Oh, and that's Ace Edge having a horrendous exit. Again, Cher and Noob. Fighting Sven and Frosty. Frosty going wide. And has to give up that position. Great situational awareness from Frosty. Now back to the battle. And Cher goes deep. Femi picks up a 3-second time penalty as he enters the pits as well. Femi has gotten a fair few 3-second time penalties. As Cher now goes into the pits, just behind his teammate actually. Shouldn't get it hindered by it. Oh, and Cher speeds. Gets a 5-second time penalty. That's very rough. Quite easy to do here. Because it's an acceleration zone, so yeah, it's very tricky to get it right. Frosty down the inside of Luigi Sven. Takes the position. Will Sven try and get back? Or Luigi? He does. Has to go for the outside line, which honestly I think I prefer that. Obviously not in a Alfa Romeo compared to a Red Bull, but normally. Gortzos gets by Dumour. They were teammates for both Season 8 and Season 9. They are not teammates this year. Dumour in the Red Bull together with Jesse Force, who's not racing today. And with her, might not be able to race at all for the rest of the season, as we have a fair few others pinning Bass, Ace Edge, and Lord. And also Noob. Gordzos picking up the fastest lap of the race so far. And we can now see that Finkit has to get a gap to Destroyer. Destroyer, of course, on those old mediums compared to Finkit, who's on the hard tires. Destroyer probably has reached the second drop-off phase, whilst Finn has not. As Cher picks up a 3-second time penalty. Both the Ferraris with the penalties so far. I think Cher is in again to serve his time penalty, which is quite clever. I'm probably going to wait for a safety car to do it. Each to their own. mediums. Destroyer into the box. Nico is so far done very, very good. Currently up in P7, obviously out of phase with pretty much everyone. And now goes past Hoop, who comes in. The hard runners are hoping for that late safety car as Lucasade picks up a 3-second time penalty. Destroyer comes out just ahead of Sven. That's very crucial for Destroyer. The hard tires. Trying to figure out who is where. And Alpha Tauris is actually just behind each other now. Morris P9 just ahead of GK Bass actually. They are a couple of seconds behind Gold Sauce. A couple of seconds behind Nico though. Now Destroyer gets ahead of Frosty. Someone says box gets. It could have been a great opportunity for Frosty to hold the Destroyer out for Pinkett, of course his teammate, today. Obviously it's very tricky though, because you're not necessarily a teammate with your teammates, if that makes sense. Seriously today. Go with Luigi and Noob. Luigi is actually Alfa Romeo driver, so he has just turned off his upgrades for the car. And Noob currently in the Alpine today. They are teammates, but they're not teammates today. So that's a very tricky one. And it's even more tricky with the reserves, because you obviously don't necessarily know who they're representing. Obviously the admins tell everyone who they are representing, but it can be quite tricky to remember because you don't race with them every race. Pinkett is now in, and now it will be interesting to see where he comes out compared to Destroyer, as Cher picks up the fastest lap of the race on the fresh mediums. But Cher, unfortunately, currently 20 seconds behind Rusty. Here we go then. Finn coming down under the track now. Destroyer takes the lead quite convincingly, but it's on the hard compared to the mediums, and Pinkett did look very quick. The initial part of the race, Gold Sauce comes out just behind Barstool comes out just ahead of Gold Sauce. On those mediums in that Alpine. And there's a yellow flag on the temporary. Yes, now Gold Sauce. I think we even thought about going for the move there. Doesn't get exit. Barstool gets a terrific exit on those mediums. That's something you gotta remember when you're thinking about whether to make a move or not. Obviously, oh, that's the big snowman. Sheriff, if you're listening, you're more than welcome to join me for the final 10 laps or so. So we have Nico John chasing Noob P14, so a few points. P14 is 7 points. And yeah, Airsoft is banking 1 point. Because they have revised the rules compared to previous years, where if you intentionally DNF in the pits, you actually didn't receive any points. That is changed. I don't know if it was this season or previous season. Maybe even a couple of seasons ago, but they have changed that to now be that you do get a point anyways, which is very good. Because I remember back in F1 2021, as we look, nothing is really going on. But yeah, in F1 2021 we had a race around Austria, I think it was season 4, 5, and I get caught up in an incident. Hold on, think it's... No, it backs off, gets the DRS. But yeah, I get caught up in an incident lap 1. Side pods ruined, floor ruined, rear wing broken, front wing broken. Think it's flies past up into the lead. And it's just like, it was pointless for me to run because I was about 2 seconds slower than anyone else, and I spun more than I did in F1 22, which is saying something. See Noob and Lucozade having a lovely little battle there for P14 for those 7 crucial points. And now Nico John is joining for the tag team. It's gonna get the double switchback line. The Alpine is quick, but the Aston is quicker. And around the outside, Nico John goes. We can maybe hold them up a little bit and try and get... actually, Noob goes right around the outside of Nico John and back up to P14 for the Alpine. Maybe got an illegal overtake actually. That's... I don't see Nico John getting past that easily. There. Not trying to take anything away from Noob. It looked weird. As Gord is now caught up to Morris. But yeah, as I was saying, it was pointless for me to run. Luigi up to P10. Femi and Frosty. Femi backs off from that. Did not want to smoke. Frosty, better tires, better grip, better car. Well, yeah, it was pointless for me to run because I was pretty much lost. I think I gained like 3 points because a couple of more people crashed. But it was pointless. But obviously, because if I retired in the pits, I would get 0 points. I had to run for 35 laps with a broken car. So I do like that rule change. So we see Frosty down the inside of GK Bass, now trying to get back. GK will see that flashing light of Frosty. To get back at him as we get on board with Barstool Benny, who's trying to go around the outside of Ace Edge and succeeds in doing so, because now has the inside. And that finishes off the move. Barstool Benny up into the podium spots of Tier 1. Nico John is ahead of Noob. Now we could need to do a similar move. Not quite. So yeah. Let's go back up to Ace Edge then. That up, he's going board with Gourd Sauce, trying to overtake Championship leader. And does so. Let's get back. Gets a good exit. Slipstream, and around the outside it goes, back up. As I have Mr. Aiden Jones in the chat saying hello, welcome to the party. Just a tad late. Trying to have a look on Lucasade. Lucasade closing that door down. Stays P14 for now. Frosty. Right on the back. Oh, that's Ines having a moment. Yeah, he did, and he then pulled away. Finn looked very quick on the hards compared to the mediums, so I'm not that surprised, to be fair. Frosty has gone past Gourd Sauce and is now looking at Morris. Ines retires. Oh, that's a safety car. Late drama here, as we have a safety car when Ines crashes on his way into the pits. Think it's boxes, destroyer, boxes. Soft tires going on everyone at this point. Now the question is, who has fresh? Who has fresh softs? And who has worn? This will save someone like Rusty Oil Can's race. Rusty, unfortunately, has had a horrible race so far, but now can't get back into it. Frosty's gone for mediums. Frosty has gone for mediums. I wonder if Frosty didn't have any fresh tires then. I still think it's the wrong choice, because obviously it's gonna be 4 or 5 racing laps to go. There's no point, even with tires that are 4 or 5% worn. 3 if you really took care of them. Oh, and Rusty picks up a 5 second for speeding. That is what we call rough. Yeah, I mean, that is true. I think it's even said in the Discord. Cars allowed to there is no cars. I mean, they aren't in this game because it's made by Codemasters and EA, so, you know, rules don't really apply. Rust is serving that 5 seconds. It was quite smart to change to mediums to not wear out his softs. The safety car is going to stay out on the lap. Safety car is going to stay out one more lap to wait for Rusty. Just waiting in the Discord, reading the... You only need one lap. I'm just sitting in the Discord, looking at the drama. There's not really that much drama, to be fair. And I'm gonna defend the admins putting drivers into the cars. Obviously, with full time, it's quite easy because you know where you have them. Because more often than not, you can look at the championship standings. But when you have reserves like Finkids and Destroyer, it's so difficult because you don't really know their pace. Especially drivers who hasn't driven in a while. Like, yes, you can look at time trial, but if you have people that aren't that quick in time trial, but they're quick in a race, it's gonna be super tricky. So you're never gonna get it completely right. Have they been put in the wrong cars? Probably yes, but it's so difficult to decide who should be where when you barely have seen them race. So I hope the people, when you listen back, I hope you guys can forgive them, because yeah, it's tricky. Now in control, we're gonna have 3 racing laps. And they were just talking about people being put in the wrong cars, which, I mean, understandable when you have a guy basically 6 seconds clear, but yeah, it's very difficult. There we go, Pinkett accelerates out the final corner, and away we go for the 3-lap sprint. Pinkett takes a commanding lead instantly, and now Barstool Benny is trying to put Destroyer under some pressure. Frosty on the mediums as Lucas gets out into P14. Go on board with the championship P2. GK Bass is going to have to go around the outside of Femi. Femi, who really impressed me in qualifying, hasn't quite been able to convert that. Still a very good position on P9. As we still see these guys battle. And now Femi is getting... Well, Luigi Sven is trying to overtake him, but Femi fends him off very well. Back of Ace Edge. Pinkett steals the fastest lap. Really trying to get by Frosty, but that Red Bull is too damn quick. You see the top two have gotten a gap to Barstool now. That doesn't matter quite yet as Gortos down the inside, sends it deep. Oh, makes contact with Morris. And now Frosty. With the better top line speed. Finally! Actually, no! They're still side by side. And now, round the outside goes Gortos. They make a little bit of contact. Some incredible racing by these two, and Gortos comes away with P6 for now. But as we begin the final lap of the race, DRS gets enabled and Gortos is out of it. DRS flashing from many different positions, but we have to get on board with the lead battle. Destroyer half a second back from Pinkett. Oh, there's someone, there's Bass again spins on the final lap. I wonder if he has had a collision with someone though. Destroyer. Oh, and Bass is left. Oh no. Destroyer can't quite do anything. Morris is not quite close enough. Lord has a little look. Oh, they're so close. Oh, enemy contact. Sven, Luigi makes contact, and that's a yellow flag now in the final sector. Pinkett comes across the line, fends off Destroyer to win. Benny comes home at third. Ace Edge is gonna drop. So Morris gets P4, Gorsos P6, Frosty 7th, Sven P8, Timgran 9th, Hoop gets P10, Nico John P11, Femi in the end gets P12. Holy cow, that's an interesting end. Driver of the day is given to Nico John by the game. If you look at qualifying, I would give it to Femi. He did very, very well. Finn is obviously one to look at. Did very well, winning. You can see Femi got P12, Lucas 8 gets P13, Lord gets P14, Dumur 15th, Rusty 16th, New gets P17, Bass gets classified one lap behind, Ines and Sheroshaft ending their races early. I would give driver of the day to... Benny did pretty well. Frosty did pretty well. Nico John obviously did amazing. I mean, Hoop did well as well. I think I will agree with the game and give it to Nico. Femi gets... Femi gets a little nod because he did very well in qualifying. Yeah, fair play to Finn and Destroyer. Well, yeah. The race was incredible. It was incredibly hard to keep up with everything. So yeah, I will leave you guys with that. Join us in a bit when Tier 2 is taking over the same formation of doing the same setup with doing realistic cars. I will be in the booth again, probably. I'm not 100% sure. My voice, my throat is feeling a little bit iffy. But yeah, we have gourd sauce, definitely. So yeah, join us then. Until then, take care, everyone. And yeah, we will see you in a little bit. Yeah, bye everyone.